Welcome to the Country Watch Political Intelligence Briefing Quick Hits, a weekly briefing of hot stories across the world in brief. I'm Denise Youngblood Coleman, and I'm the Editor-in-Chief and Senior International Affairs Analyst at Country Watch. The featured country in the political intelligence briefing is the United States. Outgoing President Donald Trump has refused to concede the election to President-elect Joe Biden, despite losing one legal challenge after the next. The United States Supreme Court shut down one of several attempts by the Trump campaign to append the election results in favor of Trump and deny Biden his victory. These exercises in futility came to a screeching halt on December 14th, when the Electoral College officially voted 306 to 232 to confirm Joe Biden's decisive victory over Donald Trump, making clear that Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris would be inaugurated into power on January 20th, 2021. Still undeterred, however, Trump held an Oval Office meeting on December 18th in which the imposition of martial law was discussed as a possible pathway to holding on to power. Also under consideration was the creation of a special counsel to investigate voter fraud allegations and the seizure of Dominion voting machines used in certain states to be inspected for flaws. In attendance at the meeting was lawyer Sidney Powell, who had floated bizarre explanations for her specious vote rigging claims, such as orchestration by the already deceased former president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. Also in attendance at the Oval Office gathering was former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, a felon convicted for willfully and knowingly making false statements to the FBI, who was pardoned by Trump for his crimes. Flynn was a proponent of Trump declaring martial law in key states. Assuming that these outlandish maneuvers did not materialize from the outgoing Trump White House, the next big moment in the path to the transition of power would take place in early January 2021. The electoral votes would be sent in sealed envelopes to Congress in Washington, D.C. On January 6th, at a joint session of Congress presided over by Vice President Mike Pence, the envelopes from all 50 states and the District of Columbia would be opened and the votes again tallied. The final stop along this journey would be Inauguration Day on January 20th, 2021, when Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. would be inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States, and Kamala Devi Harris would be sworn in as a triple history maker, the first female Vice President, the first Black Vice President, and the first Indian Vice President. Meanwhile, President-elect Joe Biden was continuing the transition process by continuing to fill out his cabinet. Among the notable picks, Biden's former rival and former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg, who was nominated to be the country's new transportation secretary. Former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm, who was nominated to be the country's new energy secretary. Of particular significance was the selection of Congresswoman Deborah Haaland to become the new Secretary of the Interior. If confirmed, Haaland would become the first Native American to run the Department of the Interior and the first Native American cabinet secretary in United States history. Moving into the wider world, Russia was accused of a broad hacking espionage campaign against key US agencies. There was a massive cybersecurity breach at the United States Treasury, the United States Department of Commerce, the United States Department of Energy, and the National Nuclear Security Administration. Reports indicated that the intrusion had taken place over the space of several months, starting in early spring, and were described as extensive. These Russian hackers, known by the nickname APT-29 or Cozy Bear, have made previous assaults on United States agencies and White House email servers during the Obama administration. Russian officials have dismissed the accusations of hacking and of any cybersecurity attack, saying they were baseless. Finally, on the coronavirus front, in France, French President Emmanuel Macron has tested positive for coronavirus. He is in self-isolation as a result, but his exposure to other European leaders have compelled Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Costa, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez, European Council President Charles Michel, and OECD Secretary General Angel Gurria to also quarantine. Coronavirus was flaring across Europe with lockdowns instituted not only in France, but also in Germany, Italy, and the United Kingdom, where a mutated, more infectious strain of COVID-19 was raising alarm bells. Coronavirus was also flaring in the Americas, with several Latin American countries hard hit, like Mexico, Brazil, Chile, and Peru. But no country leads the world's worst statistics more forcefully than the United States, where hospitals were overrun and there were more than 3,000 deaths reported a day. In some good news, a coronavirus relief bill was forged in the United States Congress. It can hardly be called a stimulus bill, but it offers some small assistance to Americans in need. As we are in the height of the holiday season, I would be remiss if I did not recommend that Americans adhere to public health guidance and avoid travel and crowded gatherings. For more information about these and other stories, read my weekly political intelligence briefing and my coronavirus report, both of which are accessible from the front page of the Country Watch website at www.countrywatch.com. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. And as always, remember that we live in an interconnected world.